comes to the orgasm, you have to realize that orgasm can be great or it can be not so great, depending on your environment, depending on your circumstances, plus your genes, plus your hormone levels. Okay, so if you come to my office, the first thing I'm going to do is check your hormone levels: estrogen, progesterone, testosterone are the major ones. I'm going to check other stuff too. Remember, I'm a vampire. But those are the main ones when it comes to your sexual function. Oh yeah, thyroid is there, cortisol is there, DHEA is there, yes. But the main focus for me is, what are you doing with your testosterone? Now, testosterone has the total testosterone, the free testosterone, and the bioavailable testosterone, all right? So make sure you get those checked. They all have different ranges, and you want to be a little bit more to the right, which means a little bit higher, a little bit more at a peak, than to the left, where you're going to be on the lower side of the range. So I want you to be a little bit higher so that you have a good store, and as you get older and it comes down, you still have some left over, unlike those that start low and then they peter out before they're 30, right? So you want to get checked and make sure that those levels are at their peak. If not, there are ways to bring them up using herbs, yes, just supplements, and using, of course, testosterone creams, injections, pellets, troches, all depending on how you want to go about it. Yes, you can exercise. Some people are lucky can do that, but I find, depending on the age, I will make a recommendation based on your medical evaluation. So you can always see a doctor that can talk to you about that too, but they have to know what they're doing. They have to have years of experience, because I've been doing this for over 20 years, and a lot of people don't realize it takes a lot of work and training to get the information that I have that can help people improve their sex life. But either way, better something than nothing, right? So when you think about the orgasm, you've got to think about your testosterone levels. Number one, again, I'm going to do a full physical on you. Male, female, prostate, pap smear, breast exam, heart check, all that, okay? But I'm going to still hone in on your testosterone level, okay? Now, as we grew up, we tended to have different ideas about sex. And if you were unlucky and you were raped, and again, I have my deepest sympathies for those that have been raped, but I want you to take control and take power and know that you can also come back from that and live and enjoy, because I don't believe in giving anybody power like that. You have the power, right? But if you've grown up in a situation where sex has been like taboo, you're going to find it harder to relax and let the brain enjoy the moment, which means you want to sort of have that ability to just go into that world of sexual enjoyment. But you can't if you have fears, if you're scared, if you have paranoias about sex. So that has got to be addressed. I always recommend you seeing a psychiatrist or psychologist or a counselor that you can speak to. Now, there are sex therapists out there, so please, I encourage you to reach out, get help. Talk about those inhibitions that you have so that you can actually remove them, get rid of them, and you'll be able to have a much clearer mind and a much freer mind when it comes to elevating your game sexually, okay? So those of you and those of us that have brain issues, depression, psychosis, bipolar, right? You've got to address that too, because that's all part of the, how you're brought up and how your mind is going to impact your sexual wellness, okay? Now, again, I cannot go into all those diagnoses, at this point, but I will one day in the future. But it's important for you to have an idea of where you are cultural-wise, how you were brought up, how your brain thinks about sex right now. Sad to say, there are people that don't like sex, okay? And I don't mean don't like sex that they're not interested in sex. I mean against sex. They feel sex is not to be enjoyed. And for those of you that, of course, know about female genital mutilation, please know that I am 200% against that, and that you have to also understand that that's not fair to women that should be able to enjoy sex, okay? So those people that don't enjoy sex, please, I beg of you, think again. Sex can bring so much joy to your partner and to everyone in the world, because if we were all happy having sex, we would not be fighting wars. I'm a true believer of that, by the way. So if you focus on being able to enjoy sex, or find ways to enjoy sex, or get help to enjoy sex, that is the beginning. Because if your mind is not there, it's going to be harder to enjoy sex, okay? So we want to have a healthy mind when it comes to sex. And you'll know, because you'll have had from a young age feelings about not wanting to have sex because of, again, different circumstances around you. But if you can get help and realize that there is a way of getting over this, okay? Yes, it involves counseling. Yes, it involves therapy. Yes, it involves hormone balancing and, eating right, exercising, positive thinking, and being in the right environment too would help a lot. But also knowing to protect yourself from people that you're dating or people that you're going out with. Just know that people can hurt you, and you don't want to go out with people that hurt you because they are the ones that want to hurt you, because they want to drag you into their hurt, into their pain, into their world, into their sorrow. So stay away. It takes time to identify those people, right? And it's important to be aware of it and then just step back and know, okay, I am not going to stay in this relationship if he's hurting me or if she's hurting me, right? It's a no-no. And I've heard of so many horror stories from my patients and from friends, and I always encourage them to please, please leave now. You've got to leave safely, you've got to leave with help, so I'm going to encourage you always to reach out and get help. Whether it's from, again, a friend, family friend, the church, from even from the doctors, from myself, from anybody, please reach out and get help, because you should not do this alone, especially if you're worried about your life, okay? So if you can, please make sure you're safe, all right? Physically, mentally, okay? Now, one other reason that I have for people to sort of like balance their brain is, when you're actually in the moment, your brain will tend to wander off. So I want to be able to you to understand that we've got to focus you back in when you're making love. All right. So that brings me to my most important, cherished topic, which is the orgasm, but with a twist. Okay. So the orgasm, some people can get very close to the orgasm, right? And over years, Masters and Johnsons have come up with their own model of how you can have your orgasm, where you're climbing in the initial stages, then you sort of plateau, and then you start to climb again, and you reach your peak with the orgasm when you come down, all right? So women tend to take a little bit more time during that plateau phase to get through to that orgasm before they can actually reach it, and then they come down, while guys tend to go a little bit faster, okay? So you want to be able to know the difference. Guys, you gotta slow down. So I tell my men all the time, please let the woman go first. Not only through the doors, right? But even sexually. Try and have her orgasm first. Now, I understand, guys, that it's possible that she may take time to have an orgasm, and she may not, right? It depends on who you're with. But whoever your partner is, take the time to make sure that she has her orgasm before you do. Because if you know you're going to get it off like that, you want to be able to satisfy her first. And we women know how much we love a man that satisfies us. Some men don't care. So this is not for you. Please leave. For guys that don't care, I am furious with you. I am completely disgusted with you, because I want you to understand that having sex is not a right for you to just go and say, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. It is actually a relationship that you share, and you actually exchange love. Now, fine, there are people you pay to have sex. I'm not talking about them. They're trying to get money, and I don't mind that. Them trying to get money, it's a business, but they should be safe, and they should make sure they use protection, and they should really know that using protection is not even enough sometimes, but make sure everyone's tested all the time, and I'm sure they are frequently tested. But I'm talking about in a serious relationship where you are either in trying to make it something that's permanent, long lasting, you're going to live together, you're going to get married, satisfy her. Now, I met some men that say, yeah, we're going to wait till, we get married. And I am not really for that. I'm sorry. I'm going to be honest. Because, it's not fair to meet during marriage and then find out that y'all are not compatible sexually because you're married. And, yeah, you get divorced. But why would you do that when you know that you could have found out before and decided whether you're going to get help before and decide whether it can't even be helped? Because I have a lot of horror stories where there is no help, okay? And there are reasons for that. But again, each to their own. If you choose to wait for marriage, I'm gonna respect you. I'm gonna support you. I'm gonna say, okay, good luck. But I'm always gonna put in a little pointer there that you might regret it, because I know many people that have done so and regretted it. Okay, so going back to being in that relationship where the partner really cares about you and wants to make sure that you're satisfied. So make sure the woman is satisfied first.